Why don't you tell us some of the names that you like in these areas and why? I get the dividend play. I get the idea that they have not been the most favored assets in the past year or so.
Sure. The premise is we aren't going to get as much evaluation expansion that we enjoyed over the past, given that interest rates are about as low as they're going to get, especially relative to inflation. So if we do have to rely on organic growth, take a company like ExxonMobil. Its earnings yield, if you look at the price you pay for the next 3 years of earnings, as a roughly 8.2% yield, add another 6.1% dividend yield, and you're looking at essentially an embedded growth rate of about 14.3%. So I would call that a no news is good news holding. Same thing with Chevron, not quite as aggressive, but 7.4% earnings yield, 5.3% dividend yield for a total of about 12.7% organic growth rate built in.
Why do you think bond yields, you talked about the bond yields and interest rates maybe being as low as they're going to go, or maybe they go down another tenth of a point, or maybe they break the 1% barrier. Why are bond yields as low as they are given the incipient fears of inflation?
Yeah, I think some of it is the Fed. The Fed owns roughly 30% of the TIPS market. TIPS really drive a lot of the real rates. The Fed still continues to buy $120 billion of bonds month in and month out. So I think that has something to do with it. I think the fact that the Fed does have a track record of tamping down inflation over time. So I don't think we're worried that inflation is going to run away. But I do think with real rates at 1.2 or something like that in the 10-year, I mean, we've never seen anything like that. And now real junk bond yields are negative, which I've never seen in my career. In fact, it's just never happened.
Jack, if we can go back to some of those picks, I'm looking at the ExxonMobil, Chevrons of the world. I understand Caterpillar is a name that you like. That suggests that you think that economic activity is going to continue to be strong, maybe not as strong as it is. So you're not worried about the Delta variant. You don't think that's going to impact names that really rely on economic growth moving forward full steam?
I don't. The work that I've done, notwithstanding the results, what we've heard from Provincetown and other places about the vaccinated getting infected, the work we're doing suggests that really this is about the unvaccinated and the share of the country that is unvaccinated. If you look, for example, at the UK, I mean, they're roughly now, having trailed us earlier in the year, now about a month ahead of us in terms of vaccinations. They opened up their entire economy in mid-July, and now they're seeing actually a fall in the infection rate, largely because their vaccination rates are now in the 70+% range among adults. We've just crossed 70. So I expect we're probably about a month behind the UK, and I would expect our infection rates to fall as well.